Hello. If you are here, you have to like the video already and share it. Okay. Let me get my questions ready. We are going to start very soon. So if you are here, share the video. Tell me where you are joining from. And what did this one say? This is Tracy. Hmm. See what my son has been doing on my phone. No.
That's not the problem questions.
Okay. When we start the interviews, then we'll give you a chance to speak. Hey, some people are giving us fans, so amen, amen. And here is who Mauli. Okay. Tell us where you are joining from, okay? And like the video and share it. It's going to be so fun and exciting. So my questions are ready. If you have any questions in mind, get them ready because you have the opportunity to answer them. I mean, to ask them. Then we will answer all your questions.
Yep. Let me come closer. I think I'm far.
Yes. So they are all colorful. You know, you have some flowers there.
Yeah.
I also have some flowers. It shows that you are from Africa, right? You like colors.
Yeah.
Say hi if you have just joined. Like the video and share. So those who don't know me, I am Ida Maxey, originally from Ghana, and I make videos about studying and working in Sweden and surviving as well. She's a survivor and she's going to say a lot about what she has been through. And you're also going to confirm if my videos were true or not. Let me turn this way so that I can ask my questions direct.
Okay. No problem. But can they hear us? Hope they can hear us.
Yeah,
now.
can you hear us? Give us feedback if you can hear us correctly. Hey, let love lead. You're giving us fancy. You're giving us fancy.
Can they hear us?
Can you hear us? Give us feedback if you can hear us. Please, our guest today, she is Ezine Edit. Did I mention it correctly?
Mm-hmm.
So give it up to her. And she also has her own YouTube channel. That's also doing well. That's what is on screen now. So you do well to subscribe, go there, and be part of what she's doing.
You said we can hear.
You can hear us, okay?
Good.
So she's going to introduce herself.
Hmm.
And then we will start.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and good evening from here. My name is Ezine Edet, and I'm a Nigerian, and I'm currently studying in Sweden. I'm in my final year. I'm studying a master's in management at the University of Gothenburg. I came to Sweden in 2021, and now currently I'm done with my courses, and I'm now writing my thesis. So I'm in my final semester, and by the grace of God, I'll be done by June
Mm-hmm.
this year.
Wow.
So, what else do you want to know? What else do you want to know?
So maybe I'll start. Before you came to study in Sweden, what was your mindset on before you came? What did you think you would experience?
You mean about Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so well, I think what I would say is that I was born and brought up in Nigeria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got married there, had most of my kids there, like two of my kids. Not
She
like
has
most.
3 children.
I have
Oh,
3 kids.
look at her. That should look.
So I had 2 of them there, and my husband was actually transferred in the course of his work to Zimbabwe. So that was my first time moving out of Nigeria, and we lived there for 6 years. So I would say that living in another country, apart from my country of origin, actually helped to prepare me. So most of the things we experienced while living in Zimbabwe was like that was my moving from Nigeria to Zimbabwe for the first time was shocking for me. Like I had a lot of culture shock. I had a lot of so many kinds of experiences. Yes, we would say that yes, it's both Africa, but it was there's a lot of things that's totally different from what we practice in Nigeria. So I would say that that was kind of like a preparation ground for me or for us. So then when we proceeded to come to Sweden, it was like a transfer of experience. So I used that experience we had there as okay to tell myself that okay, this is what I experienced here, using this as a kind of example, to where I'm going. So knowing that yes, when we were moving, there was that expectation, reaching there, probably there some were met, some were not met, So I just kept my mind open coming to Sweden. I didn't really, since it was the second move, I didn't really have that much high expectation. I just left it moderate.
Okay, why Sweden? Okay. A big question. Why did you choose to come to Sweden?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I have gotten that question severally since we moved here and even before. First of all, for me, coming to Sweden was the first choice for me was because I could move with my family. Because once you have family, a husband or spouse and kids, that's like your first, especially if you want to move with them. But if you don't want to move with them, it's a different ballgame and it's your choice. Anyway. So, but because we wanted to move together, especially as a family, so it was the first thing we wanted was looking for somewhere that allowed us to move together. That was one. And then secondly, Sweden also allows one to work while studying. So that opportunity to be able to work while studying was also for me a good pointer, for me to choose the country. Then thirdly, I think I was trying to be very what is the word I'm going to use? I was trying to be adventurous. Yeah, that is the word. So I was trying to say, okay, let me see how I can be able to learn a new language. But well, I think I underestimated learning a new language. I underestimated it so well, but that is still in the works. And well, I would say that it was still a good decision anyway. So I think that I was trying to be adventurous then to learn a new language. So I think these were like my 3 key reasons for choosing to study in Sweden.
Okay, then you came with your family.
Yes.
Your husband and your 3 children.
Yes.
How did getting them into school? How did the onboarding go?
Okay, funny enough, we already got school placements while we were not yet here. That's before we came to Sweden.
From whose advice?
Okay, so there's a friend that we have a family friend that is here already, and So when I got the admission, then I reached out
Okay.
to them. It's
Mhm.
also a family too.
Yeah.
So the wife was also able to give me counsel.
Yeah.
I think that really helped also,
Mhm.
because if I didn't have anybody to speak to, and gratefully they are also in Gothenburg.
Okay.
So getting admission here, so I quickly called her and like, okay, what should I do now? And then she sent me the links to the Gothenburg Stad, to be able to apply for my kids, told me how to do it, this one based on their ages, which one would be going to Grundskola, which one would be going to Förskola, and then how to, prioritize the ranking and all that. So, and then she also advised me on proximity, like if where I'm having the mind to live, it should be close to where we're applying for the school. And also apart from that, she also advised on, like, because some schools are maybe not up to F4 to 9, some are up to 6, or some are up to 3, and then you have to change, or it will mean that the both
maybe you should explain a bit to them, like the up to 4 and 6.
It's like class 4, like primary 1, what we call primary 1 to 4. So some do not go up to primary 6. Yes. So some are up to primary 3. So it means that my eldest one would be leaving, and then only the younger one will be the middle one will be there. So I wanted a situation whereby they can all be in the same school, so that I just go to one place, get them, or drop them off. So that's also, she advised me on that, and it also informed my decisions. So immediately I got the admission and I got the link, the site to put in the application for them. I did that, and like about a month or a month and a half later, we heard back from them, and we got the admission in each of the places that we had applied. And
I made a video on like living in Sweden studying with children. And then I made them know that you can actually apply before you come to Sweden, and people did not believe it, and some of them were saying that I'm lying.
Really?
They were saying that they need to get personal IDs before you can put them in school.
No.
Throw some light on this.
No, my kids did it. We had nothing. We had not even come. So I had no personal ID. That's what we call person number. They had none.
Yeah.
And I had none. So because I even wrote, there's a place you put the personal number actually. But then I think I wrote to them asking, and they were like, no, if they don't have any personal number, just put their birth day. That's the date of birth. And that was what I did. And that was it. Even I didn't have any Swedish phone number either. So I just put the phone number I had at the time. But the good thing was that because we already had with the address also, I think at a point they asked, because yes, they wanted an address which is like domiciled here in Sweden, a Swedish address, so that they can also see the closeness of the school. So, and thankfully at the time we had gotten somewhere that we were going to stay temporarily. So it was the address that I had to put there, and that was the address that I told them that this is, though it's temporal, they were like, no problem, as long as this is the place you are going to be staying when you come.
Hey, some people want to speak.
Yeah.
Just note your questions down, like, so that you can ask them, okay? And you can ask your questions here.
Yes, you can leave your question.
Someone wants to speak. If you want to speak, you should use the link.
Point? There's a question there. Lovelin.
Which one?
Yeah, that's one. Lovelin, yeah.
Oh,
Lovelin.
Let me post it here so we can all read. Should one tell the administrator that you have family or which admission? It doesn't matter. The only thing you need is your admission.
Yeah. You don't have to tell them anything. It's only when you're applying for the study permits. Yeah. That's when then you put your entire family.
Because then they'll ask you, are you coming with to stay in Sweden with a family? Yes. And then if yes, you put their details.
Exactly. That's all. So you don't.
So yeah.
Nobody's going to ask you any question like that.
Can I travel with money?
Okay.
They'll do DNA. Deborah, they'll do DNA to see if it's your children. But if you have adopted them as your children, then you can show the proof. Yeah, then you can just come
show the document
that they are your children, because you always need some kind of consent then you're done.
Exactly.
Okay, if you're a single parent, say that you're a single parent. If you are coming with a
Yeah.
partner, you say you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think also if you are a single parent, because I have a friend who is a single parent, you have to also show consent from the other party.
yes,
Yes,
Mhm.
who is the spouse, the
Mhm.
other spouse, to
Yeah.
show that you are indeed a single parent. This person will say, yes, this person has been taking care of this child alone, whether
Yeah.
it's the male or the female,
Mhm.
and is a single parent, and I have no responsibility to this child.
Yeah,
This person is wholly responsible for the child. So because they are going to ask for
yeah,
something like that, so just in case.
yeah. Let me put. Ezine has her own YouTube channel. She's a writer. You didn't tell them that you're a writer.
Yes.
She's a creative writer
And editor.
and an editor.
Mhm.
So this is her YouTube channel. You can go there and show her some love. So we are now going to the realities, right? Maybe I should put more details here. That's okay. You see, we'll do it later.
They should feel free to leave their questions.
Leave your questions here so we can
take
ask
them.
Yeah, we can take them one after the other. And you can, when you go to the Telegram channel, you can get a direct link so we can let you talk if you want to speak. Because right now Deborah can speak and Isaac can also speak. They are the only people who have joined from the Telegram. Yeah, and I think I posted it somewhere here too.
Yes, it's there in the comments.
Yeah. So the next question. When you got to Sweden, and then what did you have to do? I don't want to lead you.
What did I
What
do?
did you have to do? Like, first of all, okay, let's talk about how you got your accommodation. How the accommodation unfolded.
Mhm.
Because I've done a video about the
accommodation issues.
The accommodation challenges. And you came with
3 kids.
3 children.
And my husband.
So, and your husband. How did the accommodation unfold until
Okay. So the truth is that accommodation, especially, I don't know about other places. I've lived in Gothenburg, but I think it's peculiar to also other places.
Yeah.
It's not peculiar to Gothenburg.
Yeah, it's not peculiar.
It's a general challenge all over Sweden, and accommodation. So, like I said, thankfully, we also had this friend, this family friend, who also advised us about the challenges of accommodation. So we first got a temporary place that we stayed for about 3 weeks when we came. Then we moved to, because the place, we had gotten a place, but move-in date was about 3 weeks. 3 weeks after we came.
Yeah.
So we came in September, moving date was like middle of October. So we needed, a temporary place to stay, which was what we did. We stayed there. And then when it was time to move in, we moved into the accommodation. But this accommodation also was like it was like a 1 year contract.
Yeah.
Yes. So we still needed to, we were still looking for accommodation while there. So it was still like a temporary, setup.
Yeah.
So we were looking for accommodation, and I had already queued on the SGS platform, which is the student.
The student accommodation.
That's the student accommodation portal.
Service, yeah.
Yes. So I was already queuing before we even came. So
immediately I got
before. Yes, immediately I got admission. You don't need to have your personal number. So immediately I got the admission. I think they asked me to show like proof that I had gotten admission.
Yeah.
So I sent an email to them. I showed the proof and my ID card. That was what they needed. Then they put me on the queue, and then they said when the permit has been granted, then they will activate it. But it would start counting already, but I will not be activated to apply for anything because I have not gotten my study permit. So when the study permit came out, I immediately sent them a mail. Then they activated it, so I could then start applying for accommodation. So I was on the queue throughout the time, and it was about maybe almost a year. Then I was able to use the student accommodation service to get an accommodation. Yes,
that's interesting. But I just want to know, would you share a range in the
time?
No, the price, a range.
You mean for the students, or for like For where we stayed.
Yeah, the temporary, the two temporary places.
Yeah.
And then the student one. Give us a range. Don't give us the full amount. Just give us a range.
I would say, okay, between 8,000 to 12,000 crowns.
For the temporary
ones.
And how many rooms?
Yeah. It was a one bedroom, and the big living room. Yeah, very spacious. It was very, very spacious. Yeah.
It was 8,000 to.
It was about 62. It was like 66 meters square. So it was a very big place.
Okay. And you said the amount was
8,000 to, I would even say 12,000. Yeah. Between 8,000 to 12,000 crowns.
So that's like 1,000.
That would be like 800 to $1,200
per month.
Per month, yeah.
A moment of silence.
Yes.
So that's what you should prepare for if you're coming with family.
Yeah.
It's not
exactly, because
it's not student price.
Need a good sizable place, and it also depends on the size of the family, because if it's just a couple, they may not need
just a studio will be
fine. Exactly. In fact, they can even share. A shared apartment will be good. Then if it's a couple with a kid, that's also a different ball game. So the size of the family also matters. Like when you are looking for accommodation, size of the family, also plays a huge role.
Okay. So. Then let's talk about your practicalities. How long did it take for you to get your personal ID?
Funny enough, it took us 2 weeks. I've heard people say it takes them like a month or more, or 6 months, a lot of time.
When everything is perfect, when everything is on point, I think ours too. For me, I was in Sweden without personal ID for like 2 years.
Really?
That's why I made a video to advise people, because when I came, I didn't know that I was supposed to get my personal ID.
Whoa, okay. I don't even know what to say. But how come you didn't ask? You didn't.
There was nobody making videos, and no one telling me.
That's true.
When you come in Sweden, you have to ask questions yourself and read around. No one will tell you.
But before I came, I watched YouTube videos. I read. There's this study in Sweden.
Yeah,
they talked about personal number. So that was
I didn't come directly to come and study.
You came with
Erasmus, in Sweden. I came with Erasmus scholarship, and I was first in France, and I moved to Finland, and no one was.
There's no personal number.
There's nothing personal ID. So when I came here, I didn't know there was something like that.
Just live your life.
And I was okay until my son. My son's school.
They was
asking, and then they said bank ID.
Exactly.
Everything
because you must sign in with bank ID.
Bank ID. You need a bank ID to put their schedule so that the teachers will know when you're coming for them.
But then, how were you moving around with the bus traffic without bank ID?
No, I was in the north. There was no bus traffic.
Okay.
And I didn't even use public transport. It's either
walking.
It was like my house to the school was like 5 minutes walking.
That's why.
So I was just cruising.
Yeah, because the first thing when we came, that we needed to buy the tickets for the public transport, and we couldn't put in bank ID. In fact, that alone, you just know that you have to go and look for personal number.
If you don't have personal ID, especially when you are in the south, your life is going to be a hell. That's the reason why I make my videos, to advise people like me who don't know and don't know the system. Yeah. That's how I was. You see my motivation. So well, your personal ID went fast for you. Everything went.
All of us, we all got ours. 2 weeks. Yeah.
So when everything is on point, it looks like it goes very fast. If you have all your documents, your marriage certificates, all your birth sets, everything. I really can't say, honestly, to be frank. I don't know what is the criteria. Yeah.
Because some people too have everything, and then.
But it takes time.
Yeah, it does take time.
And one thing that you should also know, Were you calling them to find out the
Mm-mm.
status?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
One sometimes they can do it for you, but they put it in a queue and relaxing until you call them. They may not attend to your documents. As soon as you call them, then it's like it's moving. Sometimes it's
So
like
sorry.
that.
Now that you've said this, let me also add something. If you are in a temporary place accommodation, I think it's also good to let them know when you go to do the registration for the personal number. It's good to make them understand that, oh, this is a temporary place. I'm moving in out at this time to another place. Because I remember when we went to when we went to Scattervacket to the office, that's the
tax office.
The tax office, yeah.
They handle the personal like
yeah,
this.
so when we went to do the personal to get our personal number, we had to tell them that, okay, we're just staying here temporarily and we're going to move in 3 weeks' time. Which address should we put? Because they were going to post the personal numbers to us and we didn't know when it would be ready. So the lady was like, okay, just put where you are right now.
Yeah.
And we are going to also, then she put, like she added something, because if we didn't tell her, then she would just feel whichever one, and that's where they'll send it to, even if you're no more there. So she was just like, okay, since you're moving, I'll put this one. Then she like added a form on the system, like put it and put the date you are moving in. So I remember that the day before we moved out of that place, so I got a call from the tax office and they were like, we are about to send the personal number through post, but I can see that you are moving out. I think they even said they sent it to the new place. They had sent it to the new address and we had not moved out. It was like the next day we were moving.
Yeah.
And they got it back. So it went back to them because we were not living there at the time, and so there was no name, nothing. So I got a call and the person on the other end was like, we had sent your personal number and it came back. Why? Can you explain why? So I was like, no, we have not moved there yet. This is the date we are supposed to move. We are moving tomorrow. So, and that next day, I think it was a weekend, Saturday. So he said that, okay, since that's a weekend, I'll post it again on Monday. And once you receive it, and we would know that you have received it. So, but if it comes back again, then we'll know probably there's a problem. Maybe we need to check the address or something. So thankfully, when we moved to the place, then they posted it and we got it.
Okay. So every time you're moving to a new address, you must inform the tax office because they handle all the addressing system. Your ID is linked to wherever, so you can't hide. You can't run. And it's within when you put anybody's name on Google, you can find wherever the person is staying in the area, even the exact address, because they want everybody to be discoverable. But in case you want to hide from somebody who is molesting you, then you can talk to them, then they can remove you. Yeah. So that's one of the things that you have to get used to. Because the first time I saw that my name and everything, I went to the tax office and I said, why are you putting my name, everything online? It's a security risk.
Yeah.
It's not like that here in Sweden. Sweden, you can find out where everybody is. Because the last time we were coming from the airport. No, when the plane landed, someone took my husband's bag.
Ooh.
And he had earphones on and he was just going. We were calling him, he was not hearing anything. So we just came back, packed everything. We looked into his bag and he had his passport inside. Because it was the same color of bag. So he took my husband's and left his.
And then your husband took that one.
So we took his bag because he just was walking fast with his earphones on. And then we took his passport and then we saw his name. We saw his name on the passport. We just Googled it. We got his details, his address, and his phone number.
Oh, wow.
So we just called him and then we told him that you left your bag and you've taken our bag. Then he was like, oh, okay. Then quickly he came back and so it makes life easier. Like and it was just so seamless. I don't know what we would have done because we were in Stockholm. The time we went to Stockholm, that's when it happened. And how are we going to find out who took the bag?
That been a disaster
to the police station.
It will take time.
So in Sweden, everybody's details is online. You can find out everything, unless the person wants to be hidden.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, now let's talk about dropping the children off to school
Hmm.
and you studying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop. I don't know how to put it, but I want you to paint a picture of a normal day.
Mm-hmm.
What happens with three children in one in another school
Mm-hmm.
and two in another school?
Yeah.
When you wake up, what time do you get off? Like, I want the whole picture.
Okay, so we get up at 5:45
Okay.
in the morning, and then we make breakfast, eat, do all the preparations for school, and like around we leave usually we leave the house like latest 7:15, because if we don't leave the house at 7:15, then definitely the ones going to the primary school are going to be late, and they have to be in school on or before 8 o'clock. And because when we moved to this other apartment that is managed by the students, what do you call it? The SGS, it's farther from their school. So they didn't want to change the school because they had already made friends. And I was like, okay, since they like the school and they want to be there, there's no point also changing them. And then if it happens that we also want to move out again, then you keep changing their school. So for that stability, I was like, okay, well, we were like, actually, me and my husband, okay, fine, we should just leave them. Then we'll just have to, bear the cost. The cost now. I'm not saying like monetary, but like that cost of waking up early, that sacrifice, and all that. Okay, so then so that's why we have to leave the house latest at 7:15. If we don't leave 7:15, because it takes about 35 minutes to get to the school, then plus minus standing at the bus station, coming off the bus in case you miss the connecting bus, and then the next one coming, you should just be on time. So that's just it. You have to put all the estimates. So we must be out of the house latest 7:15. In fact, we must be at the bus station latest 7:15. Not out of the house. Should be out of the house 7, or else they're late.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Then after they are we drop them, because now these first two, they're in primary school. The last one is in preschool. That's like nursery. And so it's either I take the ones in the primary school, while my husband takes the one in the nursery school, or he would take the ones in the primary school and I'll take the one. So either way, then because there are two different routes, So then when we go drop off, come back, get to school, or most times, because the one in the preschool, her school is close to my own school, to the University of Gothenburg. So once yes, so when I have classes, I would usually drop her off. So I drop her off, then I walk to school because it's like 10 minutes walk. Yeah. Then I walk to school, take my classes. Sometimes maybe I have classes up to the afternoon. So if I have classes up to the afternoon, then after classes I go to pick her up. Then I pick her, come back home. Then when we come back home, probably the others, now the bigger ones, come home themselves before we have to go pick them, because they stay for what they call fritids. That's like after school, leisure hours. So they close regular schools at 12:30, but then they can stay even up until 6 p.m. So it doesn't matter if especially if you're working or studying, then you can take those extracurricular activities. You can enroll your children for those extracurricular activities. So once you come back, then time for dinner, because they eat at school. They have lunch and other in-betweens. They eat at school. So then exactly. Dinner time, have to make dinner, start eating. And here in Sweden, like there's that unwritten rule or code that kids have to be sleeping by 8 p.m. So that means they have to eat dinner between maybe 5 to 6 p.m. so that everything is digested.
In this house is 6.
That they go to bed.
6 to 8.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Between 5 to 6, like 6 latest. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then at least they can play around, allow the food to digest and all whatnot. 8 o'clock, everyone is going to bed. If I have assignment, I have to start once they go in because I cannot do anything when they are awake. I can hardly
Can
do
you relate,
anything
spirits? Can
when
you
they are
relate? If
So
the
when
children
they
are there, you can't reason anymore.
So when they have got, it's either I spend extra hours at school
Yeah.
in the library. Most times, maybe if I finish lectures, maybe 9, 10, then I'll be like, okay, instead of going home, I'll just sit in the library, try to, do the assignments or whatever thing I have to do, and wait until sometimes 12 or 1. Then I go pick her. Because I know once we are home, nothing.
Wow, there are
until
many
they
questions
go back
here.
to bed.
Oh my God, we will answer all your questions, okay? Just bear with us.
So that's like a typical day. Then the next day, all over again.
All over again.
What, rinse and repeat.
Oh my God. Loop. It's an unended loop.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want to ask about the question of school fees for children. In one of my videos, I mentioned that if you're a student, you don't pay fees. How true is that?
It's very true.
And then taking them to hospital. Has any of your children been? So tell us, is it true that it's free education and free healthcare? And how does it go?
Okay, so for the education, yes, it's free because that's both for the primary and this. At least my kids, I have some in primary, 2 in primary, 1 in nursery, and as a student, you don't pay.
Yeah.
You don't pay for
education.
You don't pay for anything.
Yeah.
Because the education itself is free. What is being paid for is the free time, which is the after school hours.
Yeah.
So, but if you're studying, you have to write because you apply for the after school hours.
Yeah.
If you don't apply, then you must go and pick your children at 12:30, whether you have lectures or not.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. So when your children have gotten the regular admission into school, it's not automatic. When you come here and they have started, then you have to then apply for FRITIS, which is the after school hours. And also, if you want them to come before 6 in the morning, it's still part of the FRITIS. Then you also write it when you're applying for the FRITIS. So you apply, you wait, because I remember when we came, we had to pick them at 12:30 because they had not approved yet. So we had to wait for the approval. The approval took about a week, I think.
Yeah.
Then when it was approved, then they could stay up until anytime we choose for them to stay, and it was free. Yes, it's totally free. You don't pay. And
also
they eat lunch, they give them fruits and everything, and you don't also pay. So that is it. Okay, and then for the healthcare. So far, I've not really taken my children for like any will I say healthcare treatment. The ones we've gone for is the regular appointments. That's like the checkups, dental checkup, and all that, and they were all free. We didn't pay for anything. We just go.
That's amazing.
But for the adults, it's not free. I must say that. For the kids, it's free. But for you, the students, it's not free.
She came to school and she's funding herself.
Yeah.
But
for the SI, is it free? But if you're on scholarship,
the scholarship is
no. I'm talking about for your healthcare.
For healthcare.
No, I'm talking of healthcare.
For adults.
Yeah.
You have to pay, I think, $10.
Exactly. Because
if you have not gone to the hospital, you don't pay.
Exactly.
But as soon as you ask for any healthcare, then they'll send you a bill of $10.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When I say that the adults pay, I mean for the healthcare.
For the healthcare.
Yes, just to be clear, I mean for the healthcare, but it's subsidized.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It's $10, and I think there's a mark. Like you can't pay more than
1,000. You cannot pay more than 1,800.
You cannot pay more than 1,800 for healthcare. Like if you.
1,800.
There's a cap.
Yeah, it's 1,800 because if you're having regular checkups, maybe there's something, a health challenge or something they need to monitor, and then you are going constantly, that $10 is actually for consultation. It's like a consultation fee.
Yes,
you pay. So whether you are seeing a doctor, a regular doctor, specialist, or you're going for a blood check, it's just within that. And you can pay 50 actually if you're going to to see a general practitioner, it's like $5. But if you're going to see a specialist doctor, then you pay $10. Then if you get up to, it's 1,800 pounds, that's like $180 in a year. You cannot pay more than $180 in a year. Once you reach $180, the rest
is free
of the health, whatever you are going to do, it's free.
It's free.
You don't pay. And then for the drugs too, in a year you cannot pay more than $210. So if you buy drugs, that's for the adult. I'm not talking about the child. So if you buy drugs up to $210, prescribed drugs, not over-the-counter drugs, prescribed drugs, for $210, because the record is always there. Then the rest, whatever drug you are buying for the rest of the year, is free.
It's free, So is it motivating you to come to Sweden? But let me ask, how, like, about, hey, we have people who have also joined on Instagram Live. I've not been attending to them, but I'm only focusing on YouTube. So those on Instagram, hi, we see you.
Hi.
And the thing is, I want to understand, like, studying with children. Is it easy? How do you go about it? Or how does Sweden make it
easier?
Easy.
Okay, but naturally, studying with children, whether you are anywhere, not just in Sweden, it's not easy.
You can compare. Or did you have children when you were?
When I was studying no, I was not even married.
So we can't even compare.
So there's nothing to compare it with. I was not even married.
But you just give us what your experience.
Yeah, but at least I was taking some short courses when I had my kids, so I know I can compare that with, here now. So I think how they actually make it is like the frities, like we were talking about, like the after school activities, after school hours.
Yeah.
How, instead of you to then bring your child home, hire maybe a nanny or a caregiver, to take care of the child, then that frities covers for that time. So if you know that as a student you'll be studying, or you need to give your studies like extra time to read and all that, you could feel out that the child can stay up until 6 p.m. at school. And they have able hands that will take care of the child. It's not as if the child is going to, and the child will not be alone, because there will be other children who their parents are either working or also studying and will be there. So your child is not going to be alone. Your child will be busy. Your child will never be bored. Your child will be busy with a lot of activities. That's the thing. And they even love it. Sometimes when I even go to pick them, they're like, hey, mommy, wait. And I'll be there almost another 30 minutes. So they enjoy it. It's it's things they enjoy, things they love to do. They have food. They won't be hungry, and they will be very busy, and they will be having fun. So while they are there having fun, then you can also take the time to read, study, and prepare yourself for whether exams or seminar or whatever thing, or just stay updated with your classwork. So I think that I would say that yes, that is one way that they make it easy. And then, not apart from the after school hours, this service is also available during the holiday. Yes. So even if the school is on holiday, they don't shut down the school. This frities, it's called frities. That's like after school extra hours or something like that. Even during the holiday. So when there's no regular classes, if your child is already enrolled for frities, they would ask you, like, okay, during this period of holiday, will your child be coming to school? So maybe you have a class during the time.
So prestigious.
Yes. So maybe you have a class, you will check your own schedule. That's what I do. So if I have classes, because the timetable of the university is not the same with the timetable of the primary schools or the nursery. So I will check my own schedule. If I'm having classes during the time, then I feel like, okay, they will be coming. So you put in the time they will be coming. Then you just leave them there. So you don't have to be worried, like, oh, I have classes. Will my kids be at home? So you're just you can take them to school, and then while you attend to yours. So I would say that is one way that they are. It's really helpful, in Sweden with childcare.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we are almost done with the questions I
Yeah,
have
you can
here.
check if there are any
Now we're
questions
going
there
to
so
we are
that we
going to
can
we are going
answer
to
them.
you.
I think we can mix them up.
Yeah. Let's start from the questions
No,
here.
we've answered most of
You've
them.
answered some of them.
We answered them up until
And then okay, let's see those who can join.
yeah. Somebody should join.
Isaac, do you want to
I
join?
think Debs has been there for a
Debs,
long time. Yeah.
Debs, do you want to ask a question? I've put you here.
I
Hey.
I think I've asked my question. It has been a very educative session. Thank you so much. I was going to ask about the tuition, but you mentioned that already. But you did not mention how much is the fetus, how much it costs.
It's free.
No, the free test is free. That's what I
Oh,
said.
it's also free.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
As long as you're studying. It's free.
Oh,
Once
wow.
you start working,
They'll
you pay.
they'll take something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you start
So,
working, even as a student,
yeah.
even if you're on a study permit and you get
Yeah.
a job, in Sweden everything is transparent.
Mhm.
So once you start working and paying tax, the tax authorities, your tax is visible. Anybody can check to know are you paying tax. So the people responsible for the education, that is the Gothenburg state, they can know that you are paying tax. So that means you are earning money, and they would reach out to you and say, okay, feel the income of your household. You can see some money is coming in. Can you feel it out on a particular form? So the fees is not fixed. It's based
Right.
on the income or the money coming in. There's a percentage they use then.
Yeah.
So
Good.
the higher you earn, the more you pay. The lower you earn, the
Oh,
lesser you pay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. But when
Right.
you're studying, it's free, 100%.
Right. Yeah. I was
it's
going to
free
ask that
for
because, I was going to ask if you finish studying and then you have that period where you're not working yet, then
Mhm.
what happens to the kids and all of that? So thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for adding me, Ida. I think that's
let
it.
me let me give another person the chance. What's the name? Mikaivo. Do you want to say something? Otherwise, let's go to Isaac.
Yes, good evening.
Evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
who
you.
is speaking? Who is talking now?
This one is
Isaac.
Isaac.
Yeah, thanks for the information you shared. Although I'm not married, but the information is still useful in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
Your children are making noise.
So
So should I remove you or
no,
you have a question? Okay,
can
go
you hear
ahead.
me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, because it's concerning accommodation. When like after getting the admission, then applying for study permits. Like I want to know the length of period, like weeks or months it takes to get accommodation in Sweden after submitting your study permit and other things to admission.
There's a queue. There's a queue in
Okay.
school that you need to join, whether you're a student or
No.
you are not. Even though the student
Okay.
queue is like you have a shorter waiting period, you
Okay.
still have to join a queue. So it depends on your city and the student queue you are joining. Yeah, because in the north, in the smaller towns, you have a very short time in the queue. Sometimes before you come to school, you already have accommodation. But if you're in a bigger city like the Gothenburg, Stockholm, sometimes you may not get a student here. You will not get a student accommodation until maybe 6 months to a year before you can get
Okay.
student accommodation. So you will have to go to the general markets where you compete with other people
Get a second hand.
second hand. And mostly secondhand. When you come fresh, it's not mostly you get the secondhand unless you have money to buy a house or buy an apartment. But mostly you have to get a secondhand accommodation. Secondhand accommodation means someone has been with the king and has gotten an accommodation that is for them to stay in for as long as they want. And then you can give this out to you to stay in and then add a little bit. And then yeah, or the person can have just a room. And if you are a single
Okay.
student,
Yeah.
if
Yes.
you are not coming with family, the people can still be in their house, but they will have a room where they will give you that you will stay in until your contract is over.
And it's common. Very
And
common.
that's very common with students. And actually, most people are actually open to that.
And it's more affordable
It's
as well.
more affordable and helps the one who is taking you in.
Mhm.
It helps them pay their rent too. Because you maybe you pay half of their rent, and so it
Mhm.
helps. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the answer.
You're welcome.
So I hope to see you both in Sweden later in the year.
Yeah.
Amen. No,
Welcome.
amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. Now let's go into the questions here.
You didn't add Mozzarella again.
No, there's not. If you want to ask a question, if you want to join and speak, let me know. You can also join. I hope all of you are part of the Telegram group, so you can always get a link from there
She
to
was
join.
asking if the after school hours is free, but we've already answered that.
Yeah, we've answered most of their questions here, but let's go step by step. Can I travel? Okay, let's start from here. Is there an integration school?
Is there one?
An integration school in Sweden? And this question is from TFAS.
Is it for the kids or is it for adults?
Clarify. Maybe we can answer for the kids first. For me, I didn't experience anything like giving them any integration school.
But for me, I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us.
So for me, for my kids, when we came, but it's for the ones in primary school.
Mm.
They don't do it for the ones in, or I don't. I would say for my kids, they didn't do it for the one that
Going
is
to
in
the
nursery
preschool,
or in
okay.
preschool. Yeah, it was for the one in primary school.
Mm.
And I think even in the primary school is the one from grade 1. They don't do for those going to grade 0 because they're like, it's just an introductory class, so they will still be integrated in the class.
Okay.
So from primary 1 to upwards.
Yeah.
So there's a school my daughter went to for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So when you go there, they speak in English. Everything is done in English. That's if you want to put your child in the government school. Right?
Yeah.
So that's not private school. So they will be there for 2 weeks. They would, test them on maybe math, English, and all the likes. They would be teaching them in English. They would let them understand what they would face or what they should expect, let me say, when they are going to the primary school, So it's like a 2-week orientation.
Yeah.
And then after the orientation, then they would now go to the school that they have been admitted to and start from. That was what happened with my own kids.
Yeah. So there is an integration, but it's not for everyone. Like,
yes, it's not for
It's a
the ones
particular
the
level.
ones let's say it's for 7 years and above.
Okay.
Mhm.
But then that's why I didn't have any, because my son was.
He was less than, yes, for 7 years and above.
Yeah, you can. Why not?
It's your choice.
You can let them come later. It may be longer because then there's no rush for you to come to school.
Yeah.
If your admission time is up and then you have to bring your children, then everything will go fast for all of you. But if you apply when you're already here, then it takes time because there's no urgency. Let's go to Zawa. Hey Zawa,
As
how
soon
are
as
you?
you get admission.
Yeah. As soon as you get admission, you start You start looking for one. I hope you answer. I hope you have answered your question. Lovely. Okay. He said he can relate maybe to one of our discussion. No, she's studying. When she gets job, she'll come and tell us. When the schools close, we've already answered this, right?
Yes, we have.
There is they can start going to school from 6 to 6. But if they are
They're not
they
staying
actually
for
the actual studies is from 8 to 1.
12:30,
Yes.
12:31.
For my son is 1. So
Yeah,
from
1,
that
okay.
time, it's free, like leisure time, where they have special teachers who come around to put them into different activities till 6.
Yes.
And so from that time, anytime you need to come for your child, you can come for them. But the active studies is from 8. But if you have to go to work early, you can take them
from 6.
But still, you have to apply that you're coming early so that they can even take breakfast and take lunch, and then also take some meals in between, like some snacks.
Exactly.
So they don't have a specific time, so you don't have to rush that they have closed. I have to go and pick my children. I have 3 kids and 2.
I have 3 and 2
2
years.
years. Okay.
Did you go to daycare?
Oh, my dear, since you've watched the video, I think you know the answer. It's free. Free. Let me say, if I could say the free in capital letters with exclamation and bold.
Yeah.
It's free for students.
I would say that for the daycare or the preschool, it starts from 1 year, right? 1 year to up till the year they turn 6 to 5. Then from 6 years and above, we'll go to primary school.
Yeah. Okay. What does it say? Oh, thank you, Loveling. He says that the stream is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the feedback.
Can one easily book appointments to see a doctor and see him
within a week?
We didn't talk about that.
Yes and no. That's the answer. Yes and no. Yes, if it's an emergency.
If it's an emergency,
immediately.
Even if you call an ambulance within 2 seconds.
If it's an emergency, immediately.
But if it's not an emergency,
you have to wait in the queue.
You wait. Sweden, we are
everything is queuing.
Yeah.
You have to wait.
We are big on queues.
Yeah.
You have to keep joining queues and everywhere you go. And if you bypass somebody in a queue, like the physical one, they are going to be very mad at you.
Yeah.
And
but in the virtual one, you can't even.
No, you can't.
No way.
No way. No black market. But you see, in the Sweden healthcare, when you want to go to the normally you go to a clinic, you register at a clinic close to you, and then if you feel sick and today you want to go to the hospital, you have to call them early in the morning, and then they'll call you in about an hour or so to find out the situation, whether they need to book you today or not, or if they have even a space for you to be booked.
Yes.
If you call and they realize that when you call and say that I have cold, I'm coughing, they say drink water, drink more water,
warm water,
and sleep.
Rest.
They won't give you any medicine. They don't like prescribing medicine. They want the body itself to heal naturally.
Yeah.
So they won't, and you won't get any doctor telling you to take antibiotics and those things. They won't. So the things that you rush to hospital in Africa, here they'll let you relax. Sometimes it's good because sometimes when they tell you to drink water and sleep, after some time you don't even need to go to the hospital, and you save the $10 or the 100 krona that you would have paid.
Yeah, because you're the one that will pay for the drugs.
You'll be the one to pay
buy
for
it.
But if they realize that you actually need to see a doctor and they have space that day, they'll book you later. Otherwise, you have to call again the next day, and then they'll do the same round again. And if there's no space that day, you have to wait. And sometimes it can be frustrating when you are really not well and you really need to be seen. And there are times I can wait and by the time I'm tired of waiting. I'm already healed. I don't need to go to the hospital. But it's very frustrating. That's one of the things that is annoying. That when you are in your country, I'm in Ghana, I can always go to the hospital.
Immediately.
Even if I have to join a queue, I know I will see the doctor. But here, the annoying part is when you have called and then they tell you that call again before they will book you. Why don't you put me in the first person in the queue the next day? They'll say no, call again. And there are days that they will tell you that we don't have any doctors. Call, maybe the doctors are on holiday.
Yeah,
It's annoying.
yes.
I don't know if you experienced it before.
They say that they said until 2 months. They're on vacation.
Yeah. And they won't burn anything. They won't change their timing.
Yeah.
They won't change what they are saying.
That is if it's not an emergency. But if it's an emergency, they will then immediately you will get care. But once they ask questions and they perceive that it's not an emergency.
So one thing that you will learn to do is to sometimes, if you really want to see a doctor, then you have to let them know how urgent it is. If you answer questions like, oh, it's normal, they tell you how many times have you experienced it? Oh, once in a while. Let them know the urgency. Otherwise, they will tell you to drink more water and sleep. Have some rest.
Exactly. You have to let them know it's
and you'll
urgent.
be fine. Yeah. And there's another thing that I experienced in the north. I didn't experience here. When you are on vacation, your children have to be with you.
Yeah.
That is a rule.
When you're
on vacation,
have a baby, right?
No. Even when you are on vacation, and the child is older. Not in the main school, but in
exactly. In the preschool, but not in the main school is compulsory.
The main school is compulsory. So if you're on vacation and you want to take your children to school and relax, don't go and be making noise that I'm on vacation.
You keep the child.
As soon as you say you're on vacation, they'll call you and say, "Madam, if you're on vacation, the children have to be with you." And then you have to say that I didn't know when I was there. I was just talking plenty.
No, but I think it's the same everywhere. It's not just in the north. Even here in Gothenburg.
Yeah, but I mean,
the same
there I experienced it more when I needed to rest because of my big mouth. My big mouth. They caught me. They said, "No, you have to take your children with you." I said, "Oh, I had plans."
Yeah, exactly.
So if you are on vacation, your children have to be with you. I mean, you've been leaving them in school and they are already tired of.
But if it's the compulsory school, like the primary school, then they will go to school. It's only when it's the preschool. Yeah. Because preschool is supposed to be like, like when you have a nanny, daycare. So they are helping you when it's not convenient for you. Yeah. So when it's convenient that you're enjoying yourself, take your child. And enjoy with the child.
Because you can also take leave money.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you'll be paid. You'll be paid to take care of your own children.
That's for those working. Yeah. Not for students.
Yes, I'm talking from the working side. And then when you give birth, I think I should bring someone who gave birth here in Sweden. I am myself.
Yeah, you also did.
I gave birth here, so maybe you should interview me one day.
Right.
Ask me all the questions.
Exactly.
That
would be interesting.
Yeah, how you get paid when you're taking care of your children, and you can go on leave for 1 year.
Yeah,
paid leave. You'll be paid 80% of your salary when you are on maternity leave.
I think you should do a full broadcast on that.
Yeah,
no, that's very interesting.
Then you ask me I'll come and you ask me the question. That's if I don't get anybody else.
Yeah.
To come and do the video, then I'll be the guest. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go on. School lessons.
School lesson.
You want us to you want to know about studies, right?
Maybe is it for the children, for the person, for the student?
I think
University?
It's for you. Maybe
I don't
we
understand what you mean by school lesson.
I also don't understand, but it just brought my attention to the fact that people will be interested in the school system.
How does it work?
Yes, how does it work? So let's see if there are no questions that we have not answered. Then we talk about how studies are here,
Mhm.
the structure of education.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it. Does it sound interesting? Give me feedback. Let me see. How can I start looking for apartments before I leave?
I don't
with my
understand.
husband.
You mean before your husband joins you? Just start looking for from your home country.
Yeah, you have to start looking for the apartment. But if your husband is coming, wherever you are staying, the husband can stay unless you have children. But
Yes,
you
exactly.
can always
Except when
stay.
children are involved. But if
Yeah.
it's just the both.
Oh, sorry, Instagram. I'm not able to answer questions there, but I hope we are answering your questions.
How does the FRITIS work during the midterm break? I think we've answered that,
You've
right?
answered.
That
It's still
it's
open.
still open. Yeah.
You can apply that to you.
Even
unless you are
during the
going for
regular
vacation.
holiday, school holiday,
Yeah.
it's still open.
It's
It
still
doesn't
open.
close. It's open throughout the year.
Okay. Now, how is the health system for someone who wants to have a baby?
That's what she said she's going to do.
Yeah, you have
right?
to. Yeah, but yeah, let's make a video about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a different.
It's a different topic.
FRITIS works during breaks. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Jumake,
Okay,
how are you?
Jumoke.
Jumake. Oh, how do you join the Telegram?
You have to leave the link so that they can also join. Maybe later, right?
Yeah,
You
check the YouTube channel. That I've put the Telegram on almost all the videos,
description,
the description and the comment section. And oh, thank you, Bukola. You're welcome. And oh, okay, the question counts. That's a question. What if I get a job as a student and I want to work over weekend? Does the FRITIS open?
Normally, FRITIS is not open.
Some of them, yeah, FRITIS for the main school.
Even for the preschool. My kids don't have FRITIS. Like the preschool one, it's only, you can only put in time for Monday to Friday. There's nothing for weekend.
Oh yeah, but there's some a place they have other schools that are for odd hours.
Okay.
And that one, if you want to leave your children like in the nights, you can actually leave them in the nights.
Yeah, I know.
And come for them the next day. Yeah. They have special schools for that. So when you're searching for schools and you know you are going to work in the night, or if you find a job that you have to work in the night, like those who are nurses and doctors and some other works some other jobs that you need to work.
So like that's for how old? Any age.
Any age.
Okay.
Normally, I think it's for the children,
the little
the
ones.
preschool, because the older age, I don't know about that.
I feel they should be able to take care of themselves.
Yeah,
right?
but I don't know about that side. But I know for the preschool, they have schools like that. When I was in the north, I had a friend who was a nurse, and she used to join, like if she has to go for some.
No, but even
shifts.
for my kids, like my daughter, the last one, the school she goes, I know it's divided, like there are different sections, and I know that there's this section because sometimes if I'm running late and I come to pick her after the time I put in, maybe like something after 5, anytime after 5, they move them to the other section, which is those people who stay over. Yeah. So they actually, that's very nice. But I don't think they have weekends. I doubt.
They do.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, I know.
But I know they stay for the night, but I don't know if they have weekends. That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah. For me, I know there was a friend who had to take and she was a single parent. Okay. And she had to take the children sometimes.
That's for those 5 and below, right?
It takes them in the night and come for them in the morning. The first time I heard of it, I was like, no way. How can you leave your children?
But when you're feeling the FRITIS, I think there is a place like that, like you say after 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So I was shocked. Then he said, no. It's an arrangement here to help people who don't have anybody to take care of. And here it can be very lonely because no one is going to take care of your children. So the school system covers all that for you. They have planned. They know that there are some single parents who have to go to school, who have to do jobs that are in the nights. So they have a daycare where they will take care of their children, they'll bathe them, they'll put them to sleep, give them breakfast, you come for them in the next day, which is amazing. But at the beginning, I was shocked. I thought that the parents were neglecting the children.
But
I
if they
felt sad.
are, then they wouldn't encourage it.
I was sad because I was just wondering how my children would be sleeping somewhere else in the night. What would I be doing? Then I was like, then she explained to me that it's an arrangement here.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's something like that. There's something there's those arrangements there for you. Oh, thank you so much. You're welcome. Oh, you want to speak? Oh, then you have to you have to get the link. Let me see. Let me see if I can send the link here.
Yeah, just copy the link and paste it.
I pasted it here.
Yeah, so Sarah,
Okay, I'm putting it back in the comment section.
Sarah.
Um,
Sarah's Locks Journey. And join.
hello
link.
from Turkey. Oh, hello from Turkey. How are you? Comprehensive healthcare insurance. I need for this. You don't need to buy it here. You have to you can buy it from your own
home
country.
Because when I was coming, I got from my home country.
Yeah, you have to get
It's
from
not
your home country,
Sweden.
not from Sweden. And oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And after school, I want to like. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think you just
If you
answered
just
that.
answered that question. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
So there's another.
This one is
Answer
another
for
topic.
another day.
Oh, we'll talk about it in another video.
Mhm.
It's another name for after school in Nigeria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. When you yeah.
Okay, so I've posted the link for you to join and speak. That's the StreamYard. So if I see you here, I will add you. Then we can speak. I mean, you can talk.
What sort of?
Then
Someone
let me
was
see.
asking something. Oh, no.
What sorts of jobs do you think is easy
That's
for
another
international
day's
students?
topic.
It's international. It's hard job. It's hard job. Hey, Lovey Starch.
That's for another.
Lovey
day's
Starch. One day you should join us. So she has been living here for a long time. She was first in Italy. That's Lovey Starch. She has a nice food channel for Africans. So you can go to her channel and follow her. Show her some love. She's I think she's the next person after Sweet Ajeli. Okay, now let's see some private chats here that I've not been able to see. These people are, let's see. Can I travel? Okay. Like, okay, there's no question here. Wow. I think we are almost done. We are about to draw the curtains down. What if a student has a baby of less than a year? Are there arrangements available? Yeah, you can get some nanny. You can get nanny, but sometimes they can make some arrangement for you if the child is maybe 9 or 9 months.
I think maybe from then.
And he's working.
Maybe. Yes.
They can make arrangements for you, but normally
It's
they take from 1 year.
Yeah. Normally it's
and Sweden you can be on leave for 1 year. So that's why
That's
the
why
fit
they
is
take
I
for
mean
one.
the preschool is from 1 year. Normally that's how it is. You can't take them earlier. So if you are bringing your child or the baby is in your stomach right now, when you come, you can get a nanny, but it may be a bit on your pockets.
Not a bit, a lot.
It may be on, and here they charge per hour. An hour you
Yeah.
pay like $10 or so or more. What have we left? The weather. We didn't talk about the weather. How do you manage? You have
With the
to
kids.
buy warm clothes for them.
Your overalls.
Yeah. How does that also factor in when you're getting dressed in the morning?
Yeah, because that one takes its own time. I think when we came, because it's not what we were used to. Oh gosh, it used to take almost 20 minutes to get them in those, those suits, those body suits. But now, no,
Now
they are used to it. They just jump in
Mhm.
when it's time to leave. They just jump in, zip up, and we're out.
Mm.
But then it was a struggle because I'm like, what is all this? Even then, it was like, what's this? So it's too much of, a burden.
Yeah. So
to
many
even
layers.
move. Yeah. But now,
The shoe is heavy, the dress is heavy, and you have to run and catch a bus.
Exactly. And then they have to play in it also.
Yeah.
So it has to be, something. And I would also say maybe it's also good to get a good brand, because some brands are not so easy for you to, for the child, it will be a discomfort.
So we are talking about the clothing, the warm clothing you have to buy for your
Yeah.
kids.
It's
When you are here.
compulsory because they go to play, whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether the sun is shining. They take them out to play, and they play for like, I think, 30 minutes or more. So they go to play in the snow, they go to play under the rain. In Sweden, they say there is no bad weather,
No.
only bad
Clothing.
dressing. Only bad clothing or bad dressing. So your kids have to be, there is no saving money on that. You have to buy the right attire for each season.
Oh my God. Any question on weather? Because if I'm supposed to ask questions, I think I've already had enough of the weather. And I even made a video on how you should dress
when
up.
you were doing the waterproof boots.
When I was in the north, I was not wearing a waterproof shoe, but it was warm shoe. And when I was like going to my apartment, there was a man in front of me. He had waterproof shoe, very warm. And as I was dodging
the water,
it was just so that bang, bang,
that's
bang.
it.
And I said, this one, I'll make a video about it.
Just step in.
When you have
They don't
waterproof
care.
shoes,
Yeah, you don't
you're
care.
free.
Yeah,
You
whether
have
it's
to be
snowing,
warm.
raining, whatever.
Warm and waterproof shoes, and you're done.
And
You
same
don't have
with
to
the
worry.
outerwear.
Yeah, and the outerwear too.
So
Yeah.
if the rain meets you anywhere, you don't fuss. You just
Yeah,
keep moving.
Yeah, the rain doesn't warn you, and
Yeah.
work is as usual. There's no change.
Whether the
It's
snow is
raining,
heaped up to here,
snowing, you still go to work.
go to school,
No,
go to
your,
everywhere.
your lecturer is there in the
Yeah.
class. Your job
No
is
excuses.
open. Nobody will say that today is raining, so I didn't come, or
Mhm.
today it was snowing.
Weather is not an
It's not an excuse at all. And the rain is only once in a while that is like cats and dogs.
It
The-
doesn't
it's-
really get
it's like-
as bad as we see it.
It's like
back
drizzling.
then. Mhm.
It's drizzling. It's like the rain here is like
Mhm.
drizzling in,
Yeah,
in our
what we
countries.
call drizzling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you have to walk through it. And you know how the drizzling is like. Sometimes you feel like it's not too much, but
Heavy.
before you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
you're
are soaked.
soaked. Exactly.
You're soaked up.
Once you are walking in it, especially maybe you're walking from one point to the other.
And we walk a lot.
Exactly.
We walk a lot. Because even the bus stops, there are buses. The
But
the
you have to walk
transportation
to
is on
Bus
point.
station, yeah.
Yeah, but most of the time you would have to walk to the bus station
And back.
back. Yeah, so it's fun. There are some challenges, but we have to wear the the correct clothing.
Horizon. Brand. I don't think really I have any brand names, but when you go into the stores, you will see, you will feel them. There's some that are light but warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there are some that
I
are just
have a
too
brand,
heavy.
but I don't know if I should say now. It's like free.
Free
adverts.
So I think that would be
But I can put
your
one brand. It's
discretion.
expensive. It's expensive, but it's good. Let me get the correct. It's Polian Opera. Roy, let me bring his jacket and get the correct name.
Or maybe you can also show what it looks like
Yeah,
if you have one around.
yeah.
I think
That would be
would
nice.
Yeah, because it was new to me.
have this brand.
Maybe you can bring it so we see the bodysuits, what it looks like.
Yeah, and there's
There's the one you don't have the bodysuit, the one that goes up to down.
you have this one too.
Because that one was so funny to me.
This
Yes.
So the kids,
Yeah,
the
the little ones.
they have to wear this long.
This one is the shoe. So
This
it's
one is the
hooked
shoe.
under. You see?
You can remove it,
You
but
can
they
take
put
off
it like this so
yeah,
that
the
the child
hooks.
can walk
So
around.
that they can play also and the shoe doesn't come off.
Yeah, and then, but this one is from H&M. But the good brand I was talking about is the
Okay.
Poland O Pure. Let me see. Let me see if I typed it correctly. Come on.
Is that it?
That's the brand. I'm giving them free adverts.
Yeah.
So this is very good
Exactly.
and expensive.
Wow.
And you know, I bought this one like 2 years ago.
That means you bought a big one
Yes.
when you bought it.
I always go and buy after the season.
Yes. Then
After
when
the
they do
season,
sales,
when they do sales,
then
you get
sell
a
it
good
at a
quality,
discount. Yeah.
and then you buy like two
At a discount.
2 times the size of the child. So after child, maybe this year I'm going to buy for next 2 years.
because when you buy, like if they buy it this year after the season is over, by the time they will be wearing the next winter, if you buy the exact size, then it will be too small.
No,
so you have to buy a higher size
you have
so
to be
that
smart
if they
here.
wear the next winter, it
Yeah.
will then
And they normally have
be
this
their
one too.
size.
This is like the mustard for the hair.
Eskimo. Eskimo cap.
I don't know. I have to put pictures, but it goes like this on the head.
Yeah. It covers
And
the
then
ears.
Covers the ears, keeps them warm.
Yeah, keeps them
And it's
warm.
also
And I think when it's raining, they
Mm,
can do it this
yeah.
way so that the rain doesn't get.
And
on
it's
their
another brand,
face.
but I don't know if you can see it. I think it's mirroring, so you can't see. It's another brand, and this is also what they wear.
And their hands.
It's also waterproof.
Venta.
If the children, it's good for the little ones.
Mittens, yeah.
Yeah, the little ones, because they play in the
Snow
snow and the water,
sand, everything. Mud.
So if it's waterproof, it helps them to play, and it's
Yeah.
warm inside.
Very
They
warm.
put some padding inside it. So you have to prepare all this ahead if you are bringing children.
Not
Because it's
ahead, because if you bring anything from where you're coming from, it may not match the Swedish weather.
But I mean the money. Prepare
I
that
thought
you have
said
to
you
pay.
should buy it and come.
No. I don't even advocate for that.
Yeah, better to buy here. That's what I would say.
Okay. So let me hide this one. Yeah.
There's a question. There was a
question?
question down before you typed your.
Okay.
Can I get accommodation for my family before getting? So I think we've answered that one.
Yeah, we've answered that question.
There's
This one
another
was.
one there.
Speaking of weather, is the darkness really that bad in Sweden? Or is it exaggerated on the internet?
I think it's not even explained on the internet. That was what I would say. Because all the things I read, I was like, yeah, whatever. When we come, men. And I came. Because we came in September and the winter started, let's say, around end of October, beginning of November. When the first darkness hit, that's when you are coming for a place that day and night is distinct. Then you come and around 2:00 is dark, and you're like in your head, you are thinking that am I supposed to be sleeping or what am I supposed to be doing? There was really that and then you feel tired because you're not used to that darkness. For me, I felt so tired.
You have to take your vitamin D.
Yes. And apart from that, reading was a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm sleeping. I just opened my laptop and because your body is not used to being up in the darkness.
Yeah.
But I think after the first winter,
then you get
this
used
is
to
the
it.
second winter.
But you have to take your vitamin D. That's something that it's like you need to. I don't remember the last time I took mine, but I know I'm supposed to be taking.
No, we still take ours.
Yeah. So because there's no sun, and
you need to
our,
make
our
up for
skin,
it. Yeah.
we need
it
blocks the
sunshine.
So those here, even if they have a little sun,
little one,
the body is able to
our
get
melanin will cover it.
So that's why we have a lot of sun in Africa, because it's good for us. It penetrates. We need vitamin D. Vitamin D is what makes us
shine.
Alive and makes us happy. It gives some boost. So you have to always take your vitamin D.
I would say it's not explained though. That darkness is, and it also depends on where you're staying. Because I know up north
I'm about to say that. But let me talk about the vitamin D. Vitamin D, it also helps with your bones. I have friends from Mexico and from India. They were always working like they had problems with their bones. They couldn't work well. As soon as they started taking vitamin D, it's corrected.
Wow.
So it's important. is very vitamin D is very. You have to read more about it. But as she was talking about the darkness, here is better.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I heard Gothenburg is the
my.
sunniest in
Yeah.
the whole of Sweden.
Yeah.
In the north,
And it
as
doesn't
soon
snow a
as
lot here. Too,
yeah, as soon
compared
as it's a very long winter period
and long
from
summers.
October to somewhere May.
Ooh.
We are in winter, and
in the darkness
heaps.
also, not just winter.
I'm about to talk about the darkness now. The darkness, you know,
It's almost
during the
24
winter.
hours, right?
During the winter, yeah, we have when the sun is about to come. The sun is like this.
To just show and go.
2 hours, like you'll be there maybe around 12 o'clock from morning till 12.
there's no
Darkness.
dark. Ooh.
Then the
At
sun
least
will,
we see some
will-
ray of
will
sunshine.
appear
Some
little.
sunshine, brightness. Anyway.
and it's gone. Within 2 hours, the sun is gone, and then
Wow,
you are
we're
back.
to
You are back to
darkness.
darkness again. So there, and you sleep. It will make you feel like sleeping because we are used to when it's dark, you sleep.
Yeah,
And then-
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
because
and
your
then-
body is used to
And then
sleeping.
you want to eat too. It makes you want to eat. To you want to eat to
To
revive.
stay up.
Yeah. So that makes around that time people eat a lot and sleep a lot. We behave like we become like the bear.
Even in class, you'll
Yeah.
see some people dozing off because your body is not used to that, and that's why I think they take lots of coffee here
Mm.
to
To
keep
keep
them
them.
awake.
Yeah, every
Because
time we
during
can't
the
take coffee.
winter, me, I don't like.
If
For
I
some
take
people
coffee,
do,
my heart
but
beats
for
fast,
me,
fast.
no. For me, I have a headache. I took it 2 times and the same thing, and I just stopped because their coffee is really strong. It's not the
Yes,
type
very
we have.
high
It's
caffeine.
strong,
Very high
strong.
caffeine, and they've been taking it for a
But
long
there are
time.
people
so they are
who
fine.
don't have any problems with it, but it keeps them up.
And the
and
irony about after the winter, the
Then
summer,
the summer comes. Then
the
it's
summer
the opposite.
too much light,
And then you can't sleep. It happened to me, like the light is just there and you are looking like you're up till almost 5 a.m.
Yeah,
And then in the day, you're tired.
yeah.
Oh my.
In
I'm
the
like,
night,
can we just have a normal weather?
Not normal.
There's no normal
And you know,
weather.
it can be so sunny up to in the night,
Yeah,
like
11,
11
11:30.
PM.
And then it's the day
It's
breaks
so
starts
bright.
at 3
and then
in the morning. So
yeah, in the
but-
night it will be like 1 a.m. and it's bright again.
But some people say you get like those blinders
Yeah,
that
so
that's black
yeah,
out.
in the
brightness.
bedrooms, in the
Yeah,
bedrooms, we
so
have
that
these
you don't
black-
see the light
the
at
only
all,
thing,
so you
that's-
can sleep.
That's
or
the only
else you
thing
can't sleep.
that you can use
Ah.
to survive. So it's the other way around. So if you get a lot of darkness during
Lots
the
of
winter
shocks.
and a lot of lights,
Maybe
the
you
sun.
should do culture shock when just give it a 1 day,
yeah,
because it's a lot.
we get someone to come and interview
Yeah.
us.
A lot.
And there's I just lost what I was about to say. When the sun comes like that
Mhm.
and you can't sleep,
Yeah,
you work and work and work and work like you are high.
exactly.
Then you realize, and the children too will not be able to sleep.
Exactly.
When you tell them to go and sleep, say, "Mommy, I can't
It's
sleep."
my daughter was like, but it's not night. She feels like when she looks out and it's dark, then it's time to sleep. But then it's bright. Like, why should I go to sleep? It's not night. I'm like, here we don't use night, we use time. If it's 8 o'clock, go and sleep. No, even if it's bright, because this weather is tricky.
Oh my God! So that's a good question. It's a good question we almost missed.
Yeah.
First aid. Yeah, you can get some first aid. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come with some Alvedon. I mean, some paracetamol and yeah. It
And
can
then
help.
if you're also on some medication, maybe
Yeah.
it's good to have like
Yeah.
those ones.
But one thing that you not get here is
Whenever.
malaria.
There's no malaria.
Malaria drugs. So
Or
when you're
typhoid.
coming from a place where there's malaria, you should come with a few, because you may fall sick when you are here and you will not get any malaria parasite medicine. So get that first. But here, when you get here, no, there are mosquitoes, but they don't give malaria, and then they come only in the summer when it's warm.
But they don't give malaria.
No, they don't.
They
don't
just bite you and give you those bumps.
Yeah. And imagine this weather. Which mosquito wants to come?
No insects.
No insects. Sometimes you can open your window. No insects will even come. There's no insect around. It's nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very nice. So yeah, we are wrapping up now.
Any other questions before
Any other questions before
we
we
call
go?
it a day?
Look at the time. We've been speaking.
Yeah,
for
almost
1 hour,
1.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
When we can talk.
I know you are the one doing most of the talking. I'm just listening.
Let's judge who has been talking more.
No, it's you. I've just been listening to you.
Oh my god. Okay, I think that we are done now.
Yeah, they can leave the questions, right? Then
Yes.
we just answer it.
Join the
Or
Telegram.
on
If you are here,
Telegram.
please go to the YouTube and then and then subscribe, and let's hit 5K subscribers. I know.
And leave your questions if
Yeah.
you have any.
So thank you very much, and we are drawing the curtains down now. Our guests, Ezine, has really done well.
So the time is not a waste. Thank you for the feedback.
So yeah, she'll come back again and then tell us her future plans, and you will keep coming back, because when you
No problem.
when you learn something wonderful too, you come and give us all your tips.
Yes,
And we are neighbors. We
Yeah.
are neighbors. She lives just in the next building. So I can always go and knock at her door and pull her into my channel again. And she has a channel. She's a writer, a creative writer and editor. And so make sure you go and subscribe to her channel. And if you have any writing challenges, that's her channel there on the screen. You can speak to her. She'll edit for you at a fee.
Thank you. Thank you for saying
And she'll bring you my percentage.
No worries.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Everyone on Instagram, we're also streaming live on Instagram. And have a lovely night. So I think it's a bit late now everywhere in Africa. And it's 6:30 here.
Yeah, I would have used
So
my
it's-
phone to check for the questions on Instagram. No?
Yeah, we should have checked the questions on Instagram. Or maybe we attend to the Instagram now and let's close.
Yeah, let me see if I can connect on my phone. Okay, I should search for you, right?
Yeah. All right, so thank you and good night and bye-bye.
Let me reduce the volume. Okay.